partner pick the best game. And in the book, you're going to see that even though you may not love where you have landed, you're going to see that this is actually the only game that has any chance of making, because this is partner's hand. And so if we think about the alternate contracts here, well, 3-0, the opponents can take presumably at least 5 diamonds off the top. So that's hopeless. We have an 8-card club fit, but how do you feel about 5 clubs? Not good, right? Because they can cash their 2 diamonds and you're missing the king and queen of clubs. So 5 clubs is probably hopeless, isn't it? I don't see coming to 11 tricks. So that's no good. Well, what about the majors?
Can we interrupt you for just a second?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer O'Neill, and I'm in charge of the Pro-Am at the Denver Regional, which is Tuesday the 21st. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up to be an AM, and we will find a really nice pro for you. If you have between 5 and 299 points, we would love to have you participate. It's a great event, and if you have any questions, holler at me.
I think some of you have signed up for it, haven't you?
Okay. Alrighty.
Thanks. All right.
Oh,
Okay, so 3-0 is bad. 5 clubs is bad. What about 4 of a major? Now, you don't have an 8-card fit in a major. On the other hand, your hearts and your spades are both very good. You've got, in the case of spades, you have all the top honors. Ace, king, queen, jack, and 10. In the case of hearts, you're missing jack and 10. Between 4 hearts in a 5-2 fit and 4 spades in a 4-3 fit, which one is better looking at these 2 hands?
Spades.
yeah, spades.
Spades is better because hearts, you must have 3-3 hearts, right? If hearts break 4-2, you're going to lose your jack or 10. And now you will lose 2 diamonds and a club that you can't get around and a trump. 4 spades is by no means cold. But what you might be able to do in 4 spades, if need be, is rough out a heart when they're 4-2 and still make this thing. And lose only 2 diamonds and a club. Can you see that happening if spades are trump? I mean, it's far from an ideal spot. But in spades, you could conceivably handle a 4-2 break, whereas in hearts, you can't handle a 4-2 break. Actually, that's not 100% true. You do have the 9 of hearts. So if you got really lucky and they broke 4-2 and jack 10 were doubleton, you could make 4 hearts. Otherwise, even with a second 9 of hearts, you probably wouldn't make 4 hearts. And I like to give you more than one 9 when I can, but so, you know, and this is the kind of thing that, you know, it's just, I mean, these hands are really tough because, you know, it's so easy to fall back on, well, okay, partner showed 6 clubs, we have an 8-card club fit, we play 5 clubs. Or, well, we just play 3-0 because we couldn't play a major. It's very easy to, you know, just settle for the, you know, careless and sloppy thing that will get you to a bad contract. But what good players will do is use this process, you know, have these auctions, use those inferences, recognize the problems, and then choose the best contract after putting all those clues together.
But how do you know that this hand doesn't have the ace-jack? And if he did, then that would be okay.
Ace-jack of hearts.
Ace-jack of hearts. You don't know, and you don't know that they have the queen-jack of spades.
You mean if this hand had ace-jack doubleton?
Yeah.
if that had ace jack doubleton so that your hearts are solid, I would still be okay with playing 4 spades.
But this hand doesn't know that they have the queen jack. You know, that, you know.
That's true, but you had to have, but then we asked the question, would you have raised to 3 spades on 3 small?
Okay, no.
That doesn't look as attractive.
No.
One of the reasons that we like 3 spades by opener in that 3rd round of bidding as the least of 5 evils here, or I guess more than 5 evils if you can dream up some other bad bids, but one of the reasons that we like 3 spades is that your spades are queen jack third.
So we could
Right.
also
So-
write, it shows 3 spades and some points in that suit.
And maybe at least one honor
At least one honor.
in spades.
I think so. I think you'd want to have one of the top honors. And the way to think of it this way is that what if you think to yourself, okay, so maybe I raised on queen jack third, but what if partner is missing the king of spades? Well, if this hand over here is missing the king of spades, to be forcing the bidding, that king had better be somewhere else, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so if it's the king of clubs, now you don't have a club loser. Or if it's the king of diamonds, maybe partner tries 3-0 with a shaky but possible diamond, but diamond stopper, right? And maybe you get to your 9 tricks even on a diamond lead, with enough winners out of the majors and the ace of clubs.
I mean,
So-
similarly, on your opening hand, they don't have points in diamonds or they would have been no trumps. You gotta have points somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you gotta count
Yeah, your points.
something.
So would you say 1 honor or 3 points in honors
For the raise?
for the raise? For the
I
raise.
think probably one of the top 3 or 2 of the top 4 honors is
Mhm.
probably fine. I wouldn't
So just the
bind
queen
you
would have
to
been-
I wouldn't bind you to a
So
hard.
just the queen would have been
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah, look, I mean that's why we say we gave you 3 clubs as the punt, right? If you had ace queen jack 6th of clubs and you didn't have that spade holding, you'd probably go ahead and bid your clubs a 3rd time. Yeah, look, partner is forcing you to bid. So hopefully your partner has some sympathy that they are putting you on the spot and maybe giving you a bit of a problem when when you just don't have a good bid. And we see, and in general, I think we see these kinds of hands all the time. We see hands where, look, how many times have you found yourself with 12 opposite 13 or something like that, and here we are in 3-0 where we belong, and we're looking at these 2 hands and just like, this is going to be a bear to get 9 tricks out of this hand, but it's not like we did anything wrong, right? Not every. Remember that those high card points and everything that drives the way we bid, what we choose to open on, what we choose to respond on, and force the game with, and all that. We're still working with tools that are somewhat crude, and if we both have what looks like an opening hand, we're going to end up in a game somewhere, and not all those games are going to make. That's okay. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be in them, giving them a shot.
Well, so
That's
is
a good point.
responder at all allowed to consider just bailing on this deal because it looks like we have a problem, or is it just
I
because
mean,
the points are so concentrated
Yeah,
in
I-
in the majors that you
As the
don't go
captain, could this person check out at 3 spades and say, you know what, I'll just play a 4-3 fit at the 3 level because maybe these hands just don't fit well enough for us to make a game? That's fine. You're the captain. You can do that. It's just, it's similar to the situation where you have a 2/1 and nobody wants to bid no trump, and suddenly you find yourself in 4 of a minor, and you think, okay, well theoretically our agreement is, we are absolutely in a game force and we can't stop short of game, but your partner has demonstrated a minimum hand, and you find yourself in 4 of a minor, and you're like, I don't think we have 11 tricks. My thing is I would still probably generally bid the game and hope that we still have a line to make it. But if you are the captain of the auction and you want to check out, say, okay, I know I theoretically was going to force the game. I chickened out and changed my mind. That's not the kind of you don't want to do that with any regularity. I think it's better to stick to partnership agreements. But on rare occasion, yeah. And here, as we mentioned earlier, because you brought this up, one round force, that two spades was a one round force. It theoretically did not create a game force. So, yeah, if you want to bail out. And look, sometimes you have a hand, I mean, let's change this hand just a little tiny bit.
Before you change it, could I ask a quick question about, okay, so
Yeah.
losing trick count is only applicable with an
I'm stopping you right now.
5-3 fit,
Yes.
8 card fit?
Yes.
8 card fit. I
Yes.
just want to make sure
Yes.
that there are
Yes,
no
we're not, yes.
because we're already lying.
Yes,
We-
we haven't.
We're already lying
we
a little
haven't,
bit.
we haven't found a good fit, so I don't want us thinking about losing trick count.
Okay.
We haven't even figured out where we're playing.
No, I mean, at
Yeah.
the point where the 3 spade bid is made, we're gonna play in spades. So, I'm already lying,
Yeah,
Kurt, I'm already lying.
No, right, but you're not, but you know, remember, partner didn't bid a spade. So
know.
you know partner has now raised you on probably honor third. Now, in this case, fortunately, queen and jack. Nice that both of those honors are there. But don't get too excited and be upgrading or downgrading when this is a known 7-card fit. That's the idea. Now, the reason I wanted to change this hand a little bit is I weakened it just a little bit and traded your queen for the jack. This is a very difficult hand, isn't it? Would you have bid 2 spades in the second round of bidding now? Because now we've taken you down to 11 and you clearly just have an invitational hand. But you sure would like to find out.
You don't know if your partner has more than just your opening, so.
Yeah, he's
And your partner could have 3 hearts.
He's already.
That's the thing here. You're not required to bid again. I mean, in theory, you could pass 2 clubs, but what you fear is missing a 5-3 heart fit, whether you play game or not, right? Whether you stopped at 3 hearts or bid 4 hearts. I would probably like to be in 4 hearts anytime partner has honor third of hearts. If it's ace third instead of ace little, I would like to be in 4 hearts on these cards. On the other hand,
You're only forcing one round.
you are only forcing 1 round, but realize that your 2 spade bid is, you know, I mean, you are pushing the issue a little bit, right? Because you're giving partner a little. I mean, you're invitational, but your 2 spade bid is really putting partner in a position where you're darn near close to being forced to game anyhow, just because the bidding gets so awkward. Now, look, if I'm playing teams, I wouldn't dare pass 2 clubs, even with this hand, because I'd be too afraid of missing 4 hearts. On the other hand, if you wanted to go low thinking, well, this is a misfit hand, we probably don't have a fit in a major. Or another thing you could do when partner has shown you 6 clubs, theoretically with this kind of hand, if you wanted partner to know that you were invitational and not game forcing, you know what you could do with a hand like that, even with like 10 doubleton, you could invite with 3 clubs. That wouldn't overstate your values. And then we would follow up with this, where if opener is not passing 3 clubs and they are accepting the invitation somewhere, they could bid 3 hearts to show you 3-card heart support on the way to either 4 hearts or 3 no or wherever you land, right? So 3 clubs probably the best bid here.
That would be a punt.
Well, yeah, but it is a no 8-card fit.
Yeah, it's a repunt.
Yeah, it's a no 8-card
It's already
fit,
punted.
and if opener is not accepting the game try, 3 clubs should be an okay contract. Which on these cards, you know, 3 clubs looks fine, doesn't it? You might lose a couple of clubs and a couple of diamonds, but you've got everything else under control. You might make 4 clubs. If you can pick up one of those club honors, you have ace, jack, and 10. So if the clubs don't break badly and the honors are split, you can probably finesse one of them. Come over to your hand and run the 10 of clubs, and then if it loses to king or queen, get back into your hand with one of these major suit cards, and then play one to the jack. So, you know, not a hand that you would want to be in game necessarily, but you know, get to your best spot. So The plan for next time is that the content comes from 3 chapters, and it's chapters 7, 8, and 9. And this is it's constructive bidding. There's going to be some slam zone, getting into the slam zone, some slam probes next time. And what's the name of that other chapter?
Hold on.
I think it's chapter 8. Oh, it's he calls it "Be Prepared." It's as kind of tied to some of that constructive bidding stuff. It's getting into the territory of thinking about future bids when you make an initial bid, planning for problems like these, planning for things to get awkward, because we know this game is going to get awkward, right?
Okay, so
We're all awkward. Our game is awkward. We are awkward.
okay, so we're missing the
But we're like a family, right?
so we're missing the last 3 chapters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We don't. These 4 weeks do not cover the entire book cover to cover. So, because I probably need a couple more weeks of class.
Would you let us know if there are any Thursdays in, say, June or July that you are not available, so we can talk about it, about hiring you for some weeks in the summer?
I can get out my planner here in a minute. There's one Thursday. So let me see. There's one Thursday that I'm out of town. I think there's I'm going to have a lot of stuff going on at Metro, which means that I can't be here. Probably most Tuesdays and Thursdays in the summer, I will be at Metro running classes over there.
What time
Which
of
means
day?
that I could play over there.
What time of day are the classes at Metro?
2:30 to 4:30
Oh, so-
after the game over there.
Oh, really?
So,
So you could do.
I mean that's not true. I mean
Why
I
couldn't
take
you
that
come
back.
here
In
first?
theory, I could come here this time of day in the morning if
Yeah.
I don't have
Oh, good,
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
yeah if I don't have a game. So, but if I have a game, I definitely have to be over there because class starts just a few minutes after the game wraps up. So.
you mean we're not your priorities? You wouldn't take us
No, it's not a matter of you versus somebody else. It's more a matter of location and the difficulty of getting over
You
here.
want us to send a driver
So-
for you to bring you?
Is that referring to the 14th?
Even the driver has to deal with getting across town in Denver traffic. The driver's probably not moving that much faster than I am.
We know, but
So.
we're.